Assalamu alaikum. Very good afternoon to everyone. This is Faisal Nadeem from AMP, Association of Muslim Professionals. A very warm welcome to everyone. Today we are here for AMP Free Employability Training Program. And now I will do a short presentation about the AMP India Foundation is non-for-profit organization registered under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013, Government of India, for providing voluntary social services to meet the needs of underprivileged individuals, that is, upliftment of the underserved and needy through education and vocational training, employment support, medical relief, economic empowerment, student mentorship, and guidance. The above services are provided to needy individuals irrespective of caste, creed, and religion. Employment assistance. Keeping in mind of AMP core objective of supporting the underprivileged, promoting education and creating economic empowerment, AMP had launched a special project named Employment Assistance Cell, and today it is one of the core projects of AMP. Major EAC activities. Our major EAC activities include job fairs, job drives, employability training programs in colleges, skill training companies tie-ups, candidate mobilization, and skill development courses. Job fairs. Job fair is one of the flagship projects of AMP, and we have successfully organized 43 plus job fairs till date. Every job fair has a participation of minimum 50 companies and 2,000 plus candidates. AMP has organized job fairs in the past in collaboration with Thane Police, Aurangabad Police, West Bengal Minority Finance Development Corporation, Andhra Pradesh State Minorities Finance Corporation, and other reputed NGOs. Job drives. Job drives are similar to job fairs but organized on a much smaller scale compared to job fairs. In a job drive, we typically invite only up to 2 to 3 corporates who have specific openings and advertise their openings profiles in order to attract suitable candidates. Employment Training Program. ETP is developed by the AMP to assist job seekers find the right job at the right place at the right time. We team up with the colleges in different cities and conduct employability training programs online as well as offline. Our training programs will cover the following. Some of them are personality development, effective CV writing, interview techniques, job searching strategies. It aims to create awareness and groom young graduates who are aspiring to be professionals. Skill training company tie-ups. AMP has partnered with reputed skill training companies like Tata Trust, Whirlpool, Tech Mahindra Foundation, etc. We have also arranged skill training melas in Mumbai by inviting around 20 skill training companies to hire and train unskilled candidates who could not pursue their higher studies after 10th and 12th standard. Candidate mobilization. AMP has mobilized candidates for various skill development courses like home appliance technician, AC technician, mobile repairing technician, and solar engineering under Skill India Mission in centers all across India. Our achievements. Employment assistance. 43 plus job fairs, out of which 9 online job fairs, 273, 275 plus job drives, out of which 20 online job drives, 220 plus employability training programs, out of which 37 online UTPs, 100 plus mock interviews in colleges, 25,000 plus candidates placed in jobs. Career Fest. Organized 6 career fest, benefited around 1,50,000 plus students. Our new initiative, empowersjobs.com. Connect right talent with the right opportunity. EmpowersJobs.com was launched on 6 December 2020. It is a unique job portal with comprehensive offerings introduced by AMP India Foundation for job seekers, especially those hit by the COVID pandemic. Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to invite Mr. Zubair sir to please give a brief description about the college. So that's
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I am here to give a brief introduction about our college. So, Royal College of Physiotherapy established in 2020. The first batch we are having 2021 academic batch. We are only having one batch as of now. So, total 45 students are there in the first year batch. So, for them, actually, we have planned this for session like training session so this is the small introduction about our college. So except the second pandemic, the 1 month, all of our college has been run offline mode. Only the 1 month from 14th May to 14th April to 16th May, that 1 month we were online. And from first year itself, our students are involved into the research activities, basic research like surveys we have asked them to do. So almost 7 research papers they are working in the first year itself. So in this 6 months, this is our activity what we have. So this is a brief introduction about our college. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Zubair sir. Thank you for the introduction. Now, before introducing, I will let you know the topic for the today is skills required to be job work ready. And for that, we have a trainer, Ms. Uzma Golandas. She is a certified ambition and unambiguity coach who is extremely passionate about helping people realizing their ambition, work towards it with clarity and break free from the issues. She has worked as an English language trainer in the UAE. She is a personality mentor who focuses on confidence and communication related matters. She is a postgraduate from London Human Resource, having a significant multicultural and international work experience. She is also a co-author of an Amazon bookseller. So now I would like to introduce Uzma ma'am to please take over the session and start the session. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's actually morning where I am, but it's afternoon where you are. So let's go with that. I'm sure now that after you finish your college, after you finish your basic bachelor's degree, you are looking forward to working. Now, it's a question that you're supposed to ask yourself first. How job ready do you feel? Do you think you are ready to dive into the job market after completing your degree? Will you be able to do it right away? If no, what is it that is the most difficult thing for you? You know, it makes you feel that this is the most difficult thing that stops me from being ready for my first job. So just think and answer. If the chat is open, you can please send your replies here. I would love to read them. Now, the basic problem is that the education system that we all are a part of, either as students or as educators, it's not very innovative. It's in fact quite rigid. And that is what stops us from, all the people who pass out from being job ready. We need a system that will bridge the gap between being a fresher and being ready for the very first job, because there is a lot of difference in what we study in our academic years and what we are actually supposed to do in our jobs. The very first skill that you will need, irrespective of your qualification, is your communication skills. Now, it's needless to say, why do people require to have good communication skills? Why do we need to talk to people? Well, because without communication, nothing is going to come into effect. You need to talk to people, whether you want to convey a message, whether you want to understand something better, because that is how you will ask questions, or whether you want to explain something to the other person. Whether it's your role entails that of a leader or a trainee or whatever, you need to talk, right? Now, what we often forget is that besides talking, one of the most important, I think, in fact, it's more important than speaking, it's the ability to listen to the other person and understand what they are saying. Often in our bid to come across as good communicators, we fail to give time to listening. It's only when you listen to the other person will you be able to respond better, isn't it? And that brings us to the etiquette of communication. It's good to be fluent, of course. It's good to be, to be able to express yourself using great vocabulary. But it's also important to listen to the other person, not interrupt other people when they are talking, so that ideas can be freely and fairly exchanged. Now, what happens is students, especially freshers, and in fact, it's true for everyone, people are afraid of communicating, especially in English language. They think, okay, we are not fluent enough. We get nervous, we may stammer. Well, it is something that you have to understand that, yes, it is good to be fluent. It is good to know as many words as you can. But the most important use of language is to understand and express, isn't it? To make other people understand you and to express what you really want to say. As long as you're able to express yourself correctly and the other person is able to understand you, the objective of communication is taken care of. This is also true when you appear for exams, competitive exams like IELTS. It's an academic English exam. It's the gold standard when it comes to English exams, and I'm sure you have heard about it. Even in IELTS, yes, the better your proficiency in the language, the more score you get. But how are you able to express yourself? Whether you are able to communicate correctly what you are trying to convey, that also carries weightage. So this is something that cannot be denied. Also, I think if I tell you something, it may make you a little bit less nervous about communication. It's that when you talk to people, it's 55% of the times what they see, like your open body language, आप किस तरीके से बात कर रहे हो, आप ऐसे तो नहीं हो जिससे एक ऐसा मैसेज जा रहा है कि you are not that open to being in the company of the other person, या आप interested नहीं हो उनके साथ conversation करने में. The next is how you say it, the tone of your voice, whether you are able to gauge the interest of the other person or not. And last is what you say, that is the content and the words used. Besides communication, it's actually a part of communication, what I'm about to progress to, but besides communication, it is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills means how you are able to handle other people around you. It's a fact, and a lot of research has been done on this. People who are successful professionals, they are the ones who are able to handle their human resources better. उनको लोगों के साथ डील करना आता है. They know कि किससे कैसे काम करवाया जाता है, and कैसे टीम को बना के रखा जाता है. Now, interpersonal skills depend largely on your EQ. Have you heard of IQ? IQ is intelligence quotient, which is how intelligent you are, and you get those scores. I'm sure some of you may have given tests. EQ is emotional quotient, which is your emotional intelligence. How are you able to understand what's happening, what the other person is saying, even if they may have not said it in actual words? Let me give you an example of your own life. Does it ever happen that you talk to a family member and without you saying much, they are able to understand what your mood is like and how to handle you in that moment? It could be a mom, आपके भाई या बहन हो सकते हैं, कोई भी हो सकता है वो, but उनको आपको हैंडल करना आता है. तो वो उस वक्त जब आप ऑलरेडी लो हो, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं करेंगे जिससे आप और अपसेट हो जाओ. They will get you out of that low state, and आपसे कोई गलती हो भी गई होगी तो that is not the time when they'll be discussing it. That is emotional intelligence. Now, why is emotional intelligence important? When you work with people, you'll be working with people, right? So you'll be dealing with your subordinates, जो आपसे नीचे काम करते हैं. You'll be dealing with your superiors, that is your bosses. आपको उनको हैंडल करना आना चाहिए. आपको पता होना चाहिए कब कौन सी बात कहनी है और कैसे कहनी है. This is something that requires time, of course. This is not something you can develop overnight, but you will acquire it. The more you deal with people, the more you will understand. Just try to keep your mind, eyes and ears open to non-verbal cues. Let me give you another example to just drill the importance of interpersonal skills. Say you land up with a dream job after you pass out, okay? And there is a party in your workplace, and it's barely been a month that you have joined your new work. and you're still trying to make that impression, trying to be a part of the team, show to your superiors how good you are. And आपका एक friend है जो बहुत unpredictable है nature में, sometimes people just blast off suddenly, they get angry all of a sudden over small things. So unpredictable temperament है उनका. क्या आप ऐसे फ्रेंड को अपने ऑफिस पार्टी पे ले जाओगे, नए वाले जॉब के ऑफिस पार्टी पे ले जाओगे? I think you will think a million times before doing that, or probably you will not even do it. I don't think I will do it, simply because you don't know how that person is going to react. He or she may get upset over something very minor in the party, and then it could be a problem for you. It's the same thing. A research done in 2019 said that hirers, people who hire for the company, 75% of the times they prefer people with a high EQ, a high emotional intelligence. So actually emotional intelligence is being given more importance than IQ these days. Another thing is, sometimes we are not able to understand, where we are actually coming from. We see people who just say whatever they want to say, however they want to say, end up offending people, and then they say, oh, I just say it like it is. मुझे तो ऐसे ही बोलने की आदत है, जैसे होता है मैं बोल देता हूँ या बोल देती हूँ. मुझे घुमा के बोलना नहीं आता. Well, that is just being unpolished, because that is not how you deal with people. What you say has to also be acceptable to the other person, right? I'm not saying you cannot criticize someone or you cannot give them a constructive, critical feedback. Of course you can. That is how we improve. लेकिन एक तरीका होता है हर बात बोलने का. अगर आप किसी का criticism इस तरीके से करोगे कि वो insult हो जाए, and then you end up saying, oh, that's how I speak, I'm very frank and honest. That is not being frank and honest, that is being crude. तो सही तरीके से सही बात सही वक्त पे बोलना जरूरी है. हर बात बोलने के लिए एक ही टाइम सही नहीं होता. The next very important skill is public speaking. Now, there was a time when we thought public speaking was important only for politicians or maybe models, people who get into beauty pageants. But now the fact is public speaking is a part of almost all professions. In fact, all professions. Because you will be dealing with people, you will train people in your own profession. So you may be a doctor or physiotherapist, a nurse, anything, but still you will have to train people, which means you will have to speak in front of many, many people at once. This is a very important public skill, very important life skill now, which will help you in your career immensely. What am I doing right now? This is public speaking in a way, isn't it? So public speaking is used for imparting training. It can be used for creating an image. It can be used for influencing people, winning clients over. And presentations, how can we deny? Presentations are important in all professions, right? Presentations are a part of public speaking in a way, isn't it? You present your ideas, a slideshow and everything to many, many people at once. Your interpersonal skills also help you during phases where you're trying to get good and newer ideas. Because brainstorming is how you come up with innovation and innovative ideas and good stuff, isn't it? You sit with people, you throw ideas at them, they throw their ideas at you, and then sometimes what comes out is just a mixture of all those ideas. Interpersonal skills is also useful when you brainstorm with people, so you know what is happening, and you come up with solutions. The next skill I would say is to be a lifelong learner. Okay, learning without reflecting is a waste, and reflection without learning is dangerous. This was said by Confucius. I'm sure you're aware of who Confucius is or was. the way things are these days, the world is changing so quickly. There was a time, I remember, it was only the medical professionals, doctors and engineers, who had to constantly keep themselves abreast with what was happening, what were the new events and inventions in their fields. Now it's true for everyone. I mean, whether you're a teacher, whether you are into, I don't know, anything for that matter, even coaches, we have to keep up with what's happening, what are the new techniques that have come into the market, the psychological researches that get conducted, and what is the result of those studies. We have to keep up with all of that. For this, of course, you also need to be patient. The kind of lives that we lead these days, I think we are running out of patience, especially because we deal with gadgets so much. तो एक आदत सी हो गई है कि मशीन इतनी जल्दी काम करती है, तो हम इंसानों से भी वही एक्सपेक्टेशंस रखते हैं कि ओ एक बार बोल दिया तो हो जाना चाहिए, भूलना अलाउड नहीं है, गलती करना अलाउड नहीं है. Well, we are all human beings. Mistakes are bound to happen. And that is also one of the reasons why people are so scared of public speaking, because they are afraid of making a fool of themselves in front of millions of people. But the fact is, you will end up making a mistake. If not because you are not so great with the language, then probably because you are a human being. कुछ ना कुछ error होगा. आप error के बारे में सोचना छोड़ दो. Okay, जैसे आप एक बहुत ही फेमस एग्जाम्पल है साइकोलॉजी का. If I ask you to not think about a pink elephant, can you do it? No, you can still kind of see a pink elephant in your mind, right? That's because आप focus कर रहे हो क्या नहीं देख रहा है. तो क्या नहीं देखना है, pink elephant नहीं देखना है, तो वही आपको नजर आ रहा है. Same goes for mistakes. अगर आप ये सोचोगे मिस्टेक नहीं करना है, मिस्टेक नहीं करना है, that is where you will be focusing that this is something I'm not supposed to do. And what is it that I'm not supposed to do? Make a mistake. So you're focusing on the mistakes. Rather than that, focus on just the content that you're about to convey to your audience. Now, besides learning and patience, there are many things that I want to speak to you about actually, and I really don't know what all to include. There's one thing about patience that I would like to tell you. It's like patience is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. So in case you feel or you notice that you are not as patient as you used to be, I think Corona has not helped with patience at all. We have become more impatient, more frustrated. Then what you need to do is consciously practice being patient. When you think you're getting angry, just calm down, deep breathe, count for maybe, I don't know, 10 or 20 numbers and see if it calms you down or not. Have a sip of water. That normally calms people down. But patience is really important because things are changing drastically and sometimes, many times, not in our favor. So you need to be patient with the people that you're dealing with. You need to be patient in your personal and professional lives. Next is flexibility. Now you see, life is not an app where you can customize everything as per what you want or how you want it to be. लाइफ में चीजें ऐसी भी होंगी जो आपके हिसाब से नहीं होंगी. ओके, यू मे वांट अ सर्टेन जॉब, जरूरी नहीं है वो मिले. यू मे वांट टू बाय अ सर्टेन ड्रेस, जरूरी नहीं है वो आपको मिले. इवन इफ यू हैव द मनी, देयर आर सो मेनी अदर फैक्टर्स दैट कुड गो रॉन्ग. व्हाट इफ इट गेट्स आउट ऑफ स्टॉक? व्हाट इफ they stop making that design? That has, by the way, happened to me. Something I was trying to buy and they stopped manufacturing it completely. So you have to be flexible. For example, see what happened during Corona. We were locked in our homes for a long time. Okay, suppose Corona suddenly vanishes and you're allowed to meet all your friends at once and you become very excited. And you all know that you love to visit amusement parks and ride in all those dangerous seemingly dangerous rides, which are actually fun. but amusement parks नहीं खुले हैं, ठीक है? So you guys decide to meet anyway. Let's go to the beach, have lunch, meet friends, because I mean meeting them is also so special after such a long time. But कोई है जो अड़ जाए और कहे नहीं amusement park नहीं जाना तो मिलते ही नहीं है. Don't you think that would be a little frustrating for the group? Also, that person who is putting in that condition will not be happy themselves, because they will be unhappy about not being able to go to the amusement park, not being able to enjoy the way they exactly wanted to enjoy. So flexibility hona bahut important hai. You have to ask this question to yourself: how important is flexibility for you in your life? Like when you expect it from other people. जब आपको चाहिए कि सामने वाला थोड़ा सा फ्लेक्सिबल हो जाए, तो आपके लिए वो कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड उसी हिसाब से आप कंपेयर करिए कि आप खुद कितने फ्लेक्सिबल हो अपनी लाइफ में. हाउ फ्लेक्सिबल आर यू व्हेन इट कम्स टू फेसिंग सिचुएशंस. इसका एक और एग्जांपल अगर मैं दूं आपको, तो इट वुड बी, आई डोंट नो, समहाउ आई कीप गोइंग बैक टू कोरोना. You know what happened last year, right? And there was a time when it was difficult to even get fresh groceries. Okay, and say everyone at your place likes spinach, and your mom is supposed to start cooking lunch, but there is no spinach at home. But there are aubergines. Aubergines are jo bade wale बैंगन होते हैं. Okay, so if your mom says, okay, there is no spinach at home, so I'm not going to cook lunch at all, भूखे रहेंगे. Do you think that is flexibility, and do you think it will work out well for your family? No, right? That is how things happen in life. You have to have flexibility so that you are able to do the best that can be done in that particular situation. इसी के साथ बहुत ही close feature है adaptability. Adaptability is how you adjust to that situation, making the most of it. You know, so many businesses shut down during Corona. The only ones that survived and in fact flourished were the ones that who were able to adapt according to the Corona situation. Like Amazon was one of them. They realized that how people are more interested in online shopping now more than ever before, simply because they cannot go out now. अब वो घर से बाहर नहीं जा सकते, तो घर से ही shop कर रहे हैं. They started offers and so many things, and actually that company grew, I don't know, twice or thrice its original, the revenue grew 3 times, I think, during 2020 and 21. So adaptability is very important. How you adapt to the new situation, and even in your work life, things will change suddenly. How did the life of the frontline workers change overnight because of Corona? Did we all not see that? Achanak se kuch ho gaya, and everything changed. Their routine changed, the precautions and the carefulness that they were showing, the level of that changed tremendously. So adaptability is also very important. Besides all of that, बहुत important है कि आप अपने आप को evolve करते रहें, change for the better. Okay, anything that you think will help with your profession, do it. Like having language skills always helps, and it's not just English. Learning language actually helps with your mind also. It keeps you more intelligent, it keeps you more on the move mentally. So आप कुछ किसी लैंग्वेज को सीखने की कोशिश करिए. अगर आपको लगता है प्रोफेशनली उस वक्त आपके पास करने के लिए ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है, तो be in touch with yourself. Constantly keep a tab on what you are doing and what you like, because profession is a long-term choice and it has long-term consequences, isn't it? You should always try and do something that you are interested in, and it is something that you're also good at, and it pays accordingly. So it's like a combination of at least 3 major things. It's a combination of many things actually, but 3 major things. Because if it's interesting to you, आप वो कर पाओगे, आप उसके साथ टिके रहोगे. If it is something you're good at, you'll be able to be successful in your career, because there is no point in doing something that you're interested in only, but आप आप सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो उस फील्ड में, which means that आपकी ग्रोथ रुक जाएगी. So it is something that you need to be interested in, something you need to be good in, and then it will pay you reasonably. Always keep an eye on the demands of the market. Market में आपकी फील्ड में उस वक्त क्या चल रहा है? What is it that the employers are looking for? Any certain skills like presentation skills or MS Office or whatever, try to inculcate those in your personality and try to learn them if they can be officially learned. Always have a dynamic approach. When the situation around you changes so quickly, you will have to change accordingly. थोड़े बहुत चेंजेस आपको अपनी पर्सनालिटी में अपने आप लाने पड़ेंगे अगर आपको उस एनवायरनमेंट में सक्सेसफुली सर्वाइव करना है तो. Always keep moving ahead. Don't ever think that, oh, this is such a small step. It is going to be such a small feather in my cap. Is it even worth it? Yes, it's worth it. आप कितने बड़े कदम लेके आगे बढ़ रहे हो वो उतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है जितना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कॉन्स्टेंटली आगे बढ़ते रहना. बिकॉज इट इज बेटर देन स्टॉपिंग एट वन स्पॉट वेयर यू स्टैग्नेट. वहां से फिर आप आगे जा ही नहीं रहे हो, राइट? तो धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ते रहो. अगर आप फास्ट नहीं बढ़ सकते हो तो भी, लेकिन आगे बढ़ते रहना जरूरी है. ऑलवेज अपडेट योर लिस्ट ऑफ गोल्स. द थिंग्स दैट यू वांट टू डू इन लाइफ, उन पे नजर रखिए. उनको हर 6 महीने 1 साल में देखकर चेंज करते रहिए. बिकॉज गोल्स डू चेंज, बिकॉज आवर सिचुएशंस चेंज, आवर माइंड चेंजेस. I mean, there are people who have changed their career choices after spending more than a decade in that field. 10 साल बाद 15 साल बाद लोग अपना करियर चेंज करते हैं. It's because they suddenly realize that is something they are not interested in anymore. या फिर they realize that हमने तो चुनी ही गलत चीज थी. At least now I need to change. So keep an eye on that. Life skills जो आपको job ready बनाती है, there is no fixed list of those skills, to be honest with you. Okay. You need to be able to manage stress better, because that way you will perform better. You will manage your work and your personal life better. That is one of the skills, definitely. How to manage time. I mean, there are courses that teach you how to manage time. That is definitely a skill. Reading pertinent stuff that is related to your field, ताकि आप अपना नॉलेज हमेशा बढ़ाते रहें. चाहे आप कोई कोर्स ज्वाइन करें या ना करें, आप बुक्स भी जब पढ़ते हो आपका नॉलेज बढ़ता है. अपने फील्ड से रिलेटेड बुक्स पढ़े, दूसरी बुक्स पढ़े दैट हेल्प यू विथ योर माइंडसेट, हेल्प यू विथ, they open your perspective to life and other people. Definitely have hobbies, because hobbies are something that keep you fresh. Hobbies are things, they are activities that will make you happy from inside. क्योंकि खुश रहना भी जरूरी है. At the end of the day, why do we focus so much on career or something else, or the stuff that we want to buy? Because it makes us happy. So basically हमारा गोल होता है लाइफ में खुश रहना, हैप्पी होना. अगर आप हैप्पी नहीं हो तो फिर चाहे कुछ भी मिल जाए, हाउ डज इट इवन मैटर, राइट? सो एवरीडे लाइफ में खुश रहने के लिए वो काम करने जरूरी है जो हमें पसंद है. इफ यू लाइक टू sing for 30 seconds somewhere in the corner of your home and get back to doing your work. It will actually refresh you. Try it. Sometimes people just like to sit by the window and watch what's going on around them, how the world is moving around them, and they like doing that. And it's different for different people. ठीक है, सबके इंटरेस्ट अलग होते हैं. तो जरूरी नहीं है मुझे खिड़की से बाहर देखना पसंद है तो वो आपको भी पसंद होगा. आपके लिए वो कुछ और होगा, आप वो करिए. लेकिन ट्राई टू हैव एन एक्टिविटी जो सिर्फ आपकी अपनी हो. नॉट ओनली शुड यू एंजॉय इट, वो ऐसा कुछ हो जिसके लिए आपको किसी और पे डिपेंड ना करना पड़े. जैसे आई लव गोइंग आउट विद फ्रेंड्स एंड मीटिंग माई फ्रेंड्स, ठीक है, बट फॉर दैट टू हैपन आई एम काइंड ऑफ डिपेंडेंट ऑन माई फ्रेंड्स. अगर फ्रेंड्स के पास टाइम नहीं है या मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है और हम नहीं मिल पाते हैं तो वो मजा, वो बज नहीं हो पाता, राइट? बट कोई ऐसी चीज हो जिसके लिए आपको किसी और की जरूरत नहीं है, वो सिर्फ आप अकेले कर सकते हो। जैसे कि आपने बैठ के 10 मिनट अपना फेवरेट शो देख लिया, या अपने फेवरेट सॉन्ग्स देख लिए, या पीपल हु लाइक राइटिंग, they get immense joy out of composing poems or writing stories, and they feel fresh after they do it. ऐसा कुछ करिए ताकि आपको किसी और पे डिपेंड ना करना पड़े, अपने खुद को रिफ्रेश करने के लिए, खुद को हैप्पी करने के लिए. With that, I would like to tell you that I would like to repeat rather that there are no fixed skills that you will need to be a successful professional. These are just some of the stuff that I stated, which is very, very obvious and very useful, by the way. But having a good sense of humor, knowing how to create a work-life balance, ये सारी चीजें आपको लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल बनाएंगी. With that, I would like to open the floor for questions. Tazeen says, I want to ask you how to overcome the fear of speaking in front of people. Tazeen, first of all, what you need to do is try doing it. I know it sounds really weird, लेकिन वो सच कहते हैं डर के आगे जीत है. वो आपको जिस चीज से डर लगता है, you will have to try it at least once to see what is it that scares you about it. Okay, like I said, the biggest, I'll tell you something very funny. There is something more feared than death. It's public speaking. It's a fact. There was a survey done on this, and people fear public speaking more than they fear death. And I think the number one reason is they are afraid of making a fool of themselves in front of people, making a mistake in front of so many people who are going to listen to them, and then they think they'll be made fun of. Well, mistakes are bound to happen. Like I said, if it's not language, then you will make mistakes because you are a human being. कोई figure आप भूल जाओगे, कोई data आप भूल जाओगे, and that is okay. It happens to everyone. But you need to start doing it. That's one. Secondly is master the content that you want to deliver. अगर आप किसी चीज पर पब्लिक स्पीकिंग करना चाह रहे हो, उसका कंटेंट अच्छे से आप डिसाइड कर लो और देख लो उसमें अगर कुछ रिसर्च की जरूरत है तो. अगर आपका अपना प्रोफेशन होता है तो आपको प्रिपेयर करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है ज्यादा, बिकॉज इट इज समथिंग यू हैव स्टडीड एंड यू हैव वर्कड ऑन, सो यू हैव द नॉलेज. इफ इट इज समथिंग एल्स, you will have to work on the content as well and practice. Do it a couple of times with people that you trust, maybe a group of friends, and just move out of the comfort zone and then do it in front of strangers. 2-3 बार आपको डर लगेगा, उसके बाद you will be fine. That is how it works, really. Next question is by Zeba. She says, what is more secure, getting a job or creating your own startup? Excellent question, Zeba. But honestly, this is something that only you can answer for yourself. Some people have a business mindset. They are so great at running businesses, coming up with good ideas, thinking out of the box, and they fare well when they do that. And there are others who can go with jobs because they don't think they are capable of running businesses. So वो आपको खुद देखना पड़ेगा कि आप किस चीज में अच्छे हो. Are you, do you have that kind of aptitude that is required for business? Also, if it is, if you've never worked before, neither in your own business nor as an employee, it would probably be a good idea to start as an employee. Try to assist the person who is running the kind of business that you want to run. ताकि आपको अंदर के डिटेल्स कुछ पता चल सके, so you know the inner stuff, and you get some insights into how the business is run, what are the problems that you could face tomorrow, what are the challenges that you face on a day-to-day basis, and then you can decide when is the right time for you to start your business, or do you want to still continue working as an employee. I hope that answers your question. Next question is by Barira. How to be confident while speaking and how to improve communication skills. Like I said, Barira, don't focus too much on language. Yes, language is very important. I'm a language trainer and I may face a bit of flack for saying this. But at the end of the day, language का काम होता है कि आप effectively खुद को express कर सके. ठीक है? Like, for example, there are people who speak, I mean, they speak exquisitely, but they use such high words that other people are unable to understand what they are saying, and then they have to explain what they meant. That is not effective communication. Obviously, it sounds very nice and posh, but फिर उनका कम्युनिकेशन हर बार एक जगह पे जाके फंस जाता है क्योंकि लोगों को पूछना पड़ता है ओके आपने ये वर्ड यूज किया इसका मतलब क्या है, राइट? सो लैंग्वेज इज इंपॉर्टेंट, but whether you're able to clearly communicate what you're trying to say and you're able to communicate that clearly, that is even more important. क्योंकि at the end of the day आपने exchange करनी है ideas ही. अगर आप वो समझा नहीं पाते हो सामने वाले को तो it doesn't matter even if someone speaks like Shakespeare, if they are unable to get their ideas across, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं होगा. But to be a more confident speaker, try to master the language that you want to be a confident speaker in. So if it's English, आप English सीखने की कोशिश करिए, improve करने की कोशिश करिए. You can read, you can join a class. Even if you don't join a class, if you read, even that's going to be enough. Try to converse in that language with your friends or with strangers. Sometimes we meet people when we are traveling in public transport. Try to have a conversation then. वो आपसे जरूरी भी नहीं है दोबारा कभी मिलेंगे, right? But that will, it will open you up mentally. It will do something for you and you will feel the change. So try doing that. We have another question by Tazeen. She says her problem is my problem is I have stage fear. Even if I master in my content that I have to deliver, still I'm not able to express and end up making a mistake in front of everyone. This is the reason I don't participate in any public speaking events. जो मैंने कहा आपसे तज़ीन, it's like डर के आगे जीत है. So if you think you have stage fear, that is how the fear goes out, by facing that fear repeatedly. So try public speaking. Like I said, try with a group of friends first, then maybe in front of your classmates, and then in front of complete strangers. This does not mean आप 3 बार करोगे और वो हो जाएगा. नहीं, you will have to do it a couple of times with your friends, a couple of times with your classmates, and then probably you'll feel ready enough to go in front of strangers. आप समझ रहे हो? तो fear, stage fright की जहां तक बात है, that is how you handle stage fright. Content, of course, you can prepare. Language, like I said, you can work on your language, but while you're working on that language, because language is not something that improves in an hour. Language improvement, taking your proficiency to another level takes time. But as long as आप clearly बात कर सकते हो कि सामने वाले को समझ में आ रहा है आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हो, correctly समझ में आ रहा है, that is all that matters. And now everyone speaks in Hindi and English, isn't it? I mean, I was asked to do the same, and it's okay. You try speaking in English, and where you think you're getting stuck, switch to Hindi or Urdu, and that's how you can do it initially, so that you become comfortable with facing audience. Content or language पे आप उसके बाद भी काम कर सकते हो. Any other questions?
We have one more question from Aisha Siddiqui. She is asking that how I adapt flexibility skills.
Sorry, can you please come again, Mr. Faisal?
Aisha has asked a question that how I adapt flexibility skills.
Flexibility skills. Well, I think patience, flexibility, and adaptability, learning, they are all very closely related to each other. Okay. Like there is so much to learn, it can frustrate you. So much is changing so quickly that any amount of flexibility may sometimes not seem enough. It even happens to me sometimes. When I think say I the other day I wanted to go to this place with my friends, and it was not open. So we decided to go with the next best option. वो भी बंद था. Then we decided to go with the third option and it was full. And I'm like, sometimes it doesn't matter how flexible you want to be. It's like life just wants to see how patient you can be. It's trying to challenge you. तो आपको ये करना है कि आप पहले तो पेशेंस इनकलकेट करने की कोशिश करिए. If you're patient, frustration does not affect you that easily. Stress does not affect you that easily because you know you are better than this. You will be able to overcome this. It's just a matter of time. So that keeps you calm. It keeps you grounded. Okay. Flexibility is like I said, try to make most of that situation. If life throws a challenge at you, say, okay, fine. If I want to go out and meet my friends and ye option nahi ho sakta, I'll go with the second option. It's okay. But meeting my friends, meeting the people you love is more important than the venue, right? Or the food. I will still go ahead and do it. Go with what is the next best possible option. There will be times, like I said, I'm not saying that, okay, you'll be very happy and it will be like a fairy tale ending if you become patient. But there will be times when you will be very, very angry at the amount of patience that you're showing and still it's not being enough. But those are just far and few in between. It's not something that happens to you every day. वो रोज होने वाली चीज नहीं है. So just remember, things happen. That is how life takes place. That is how you have stories to convey to other people. That okay, मेरे साथ ये भी हुआ था एक बार, मैंने ये किया and still it was not enough. And it's okay. Flexibility की बात है, like I said, it's very closely related to patience. Also adaptability, कि आप situation में adapt कर लो. Because you are flexible, because you are patient, you are not frustrated. You know there is still an option out there that you can pursue and get what you want. Still make something better out of that situation. That is what encourages you or inspires you to adapt. क्योंकि आप frustrated नहीं हो. जो इंसान frustrate हो जाता है, या the person who runs out of patience, they just completely shut down mentally. And then they feel, okay, fine. मुझे कुछ करना ही नहीं है, जो मैं कर रही थी वो हो नहीं रहा है, अब करना ही नहीं है कुछ. So that is not how things should happen. I hope that answers your question.
We have another question from.
There's one by Barida. Yeah.
Yes.
How can I improve my concentration and focus on my studies and goals? Well, जैसे patience कम हुआ है, I think focus and concentration have also come down tremendously because we use a lot of gadgets. That's become a way of life. Also with Corona, I think our exposure to screen time has increased a lot, right? And blue light is not good. It's not good for your eyes. It's not good for your mind. So try to, if you are using gadgets a lot, try to cut down on that. I'm not saying cut it out completely. I'm saying cut down. So if you spend, say, 3 hours on social media every day, bring it down to an hour every day. वो धीरे धीरे होगा. Try to cut down 30 minutes until you are comfortable. So right now go with 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. And then after some time, when you feel you can comfortably adjust with 1 hour, 30 minutes, bring it down to 1 hour. ऐसे धीरे धीरे आप अपना time कम कर सकते हो. Other than that this is something that people complain about a lot, that they are unable to focus, especially when they sit down with their books. Their mind starts wandering. दिमाग में कुछ और ही ख्याल चल रहे होते हैं. What you can do for that is you can study for 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and after that take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. तो जो आप break लोगे 5 to 10 minutes का, उसमें आप पढ़ाई से related कुछ नहीं करोगे. You will either watch TV for 5 or 10 minutes, or you will just sit and unwind, sit with your eyes closed and relax, try to relax, listen to your favorite music, या ऐसा कुछ जो भी आपको पसंद हो, जो भी आपको अच्छा लगे. If you're a spiritual person, if you're a religious person, you can sit and do zikr, whatever you like. इससे होता ये है कि आप अपने माइंड को एक टारगेट देते हो, एंड अचीवेबल टारगेट देते हो कि 30 मिनट्स में I'll be able to do what I want to do. सो धीरे धीरे आपका ब्रेन ट्रेन हो जाता है फोकस करने के लिए, एंड in I think a month or so you will see that you are able to focus for more than 30 minutes at once. It will go up to 45 minutes or maybe even an hour. That completely depends, because it's a personal thing. It's the effects are not the same on everyone. So try doing that. And अगर आपको लगता है कि आप you lose track of time, then set a timer. एक timer लगा दीजिए 30 minutes पे, that you, when the timer rings, that is when you finish studying for that part. Okay, do whatever else you want to do, something that's entertaining, something that's really refreshes you for 5-10 minutes. Get back to studying for another 30 minutes. Try doing that.
Another question from Ansari, that how to make sessions, conversations interactive with anyone, and that makes good impression.
Sorry, Mr. Faisal, can you repeat, please?
Ma'am, Arslan Ansari has asked a question that how to make sessions or conversations interactive with anyone, and that makes
a
good impression.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that is something that I think a huge role is played by your emotional intelligence and experience when it comes to making interesting conversations with people. If you know the person, you will know what they are interested in. Then it's not going to be difficult. You'll be able to speak to them fluently. You know what topics to talk on and what to avoid. But when you speak to people you do not know, तो आपको कुछ try करके देखना पड़ेगा. There are things that a lot of people like, so that increases your chances of having a good conversation. Like, for example, if you meet someone from the field of medicine, okay, you meet a nurse or you meet a doctor, and you two happen to be from the same field, say you guys are physiotherapists, आप उसमें कुछ बात करोगे, सामने वाले को definitely थोड़ा interest तो होगा, because everybody likes to talk about what's going on in their life, and work occupies a huge slot in our day-to-day life, isn't it? तो वो आप कर सकते हो. अगर आप यूं ही किसी से पार्टी पे मिलते हो and they are complete strangers and you just get introduced to them and you don't want that awkward silence, try talking on general topics. Ask them about their hobbies, ask them about their profession, ask them about how their day goes about. People normally like talking about themselves, okay? So they will respond, and then they will ask you a question, and you will eventually in a few minutes find out how the conversation is going and what they are interested in. It at least gives you an idea. Hope that answers your question, Arshan.
We have another question from Shah Nikhat. How to balance unexpected situations suddenly happen in our goals?
Balance unexpected situations suddenly happen in our goals. See, Nikhat, this is what I was talking about. Life is full of unexpected situations, isn't it? I mean, things went topsy-turvy for so many people during Corona. And even besides that, Corona is something that affected the global population. There are things that go wrong locally or in certain countries. If you see the news, you will be able to realize that. We have the mental capability to deal with challenges. The problem is how we train ourselves. Sometimes we completely give up on patience, we become rigid, and that is what makes us outdated. Now, like I began my talk with with reference to our education system, right? Why do you think our education system is it kind of feels outdated? That is because it is so rigid. Things are meant to be done a certain way. That is not how students will become market ready. Okay, that is not how you will become ready for life. In fact, that is not even how education is being streamlined around the globe. If you look at the British curriculum or the American curriculum, there is a lot of flexibility involved. Knowledge is important, of course, but they give the student their own space to do things, which actually prepares them to take decisions in the future By the way, decision making is also a very important life skill that you may need. Taking correct decisions at the right time. That requires a whole different lecture on its own. So I will not get into it now. But when unexpected things happen in your life, think about what is the next best option that you can pursue. And sometimes taking a step back and retreating or pausing for a while is also not a bad option. We have become a part of this rat race. सबको भागना है और सबको first आना है. एक point था, even I was like, okay, fine, I have to do the best I can do and very quickly. But with time, you realize that is not how life works, and everybody has a different story. So do what is best for you, and don't always compare yourself with other people, because everybody's situation is different, and life is made up of a lot of things. It's made up of your relationships, work, how you feel about yourself, your family life. People who may be doing extremely well in their career may be lagging behind somewhere else in their life. Overall, you should be happy with your life. That is important. When it comes to the micro areas, of course, you can work on them, but for that, you may sometimes need the help of a professional. So that's a different story. But overall, you should be happy with your life. Don't always directly compare yourself with other people, and always, like I said, have a plan and goals, and keep in mind what is the next best option. So if A does not work out for you, B के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हो, ताकि आप constantly आगे बढ़ते रहो, उस स्पीड से ना सही जो आपने प्लान किया था, but at least you are moving ahead, which means you are progressing every day. I think we have another question by Arjuman. How to be confident to ask any questions with anyone? Okay. See, this is where the etiquette of communication comes in, Arjuman. Any question, if you say any question, well, if you have just met someone, it could be rude to ask certain questions. And a lot of times, the part of the world that we belong to, we do not realize it, but sometimes it's rude to ask people about maybe you like their dress. It's rude to ask someone, oh, how much does that dress cost? Even if the person remembers it, they may not tell you because it's rude. It's an inappropriate question. It is in many instances very rude to ask people if they are married, if they have kids. If they are not married, why are they not married? If they don't have kids, why do they still not have kids? These are all very, very rude questions, but I see that happening so much around me that, I just can't believe that people do that. I think the most accepted example I could give you is they say, "Ladkiyon se kabhi unki umar nahi puchni chahiye," right? So it's that. So it's not like you can ask anyone any question at any given point of time. You need a certain connection with them to know personal stuff about them. But about general stuff like hobbies, interests, education, profession, you can do that to break ice, to start a social conversation. Nikhat says, what can do in that situation? What situation are you talking about, Nikhat?
It was the earlier question about unexpected situation. So we have another question by Sanobar Khan. How to deal with those people who want to insult you?
How to deal with those people who want to insult you? Well, I think people who insult other people are, they are saying a lot about themselves rather than the person that they are targeting, isn't it? See, it's not always necessary that when someone passes a rude comment on you, it means you lack something. Nahi. It could also mean that you are a soft and decent person, और उस इंसान को पता है कि मैं अगर इन पे कमेंट करूंगा ये पलट के कुछ नहीं बोलेगा या बोलेंगी, ठीक है? So it's easy to target them. So it is more of a bad reflection on who they are than on you. In fact, it says good things about you, that you are a decent person, you're a soft person, so that person thinks it's okay to target you. I know it's easier said than done, and it's not always that you can ignore such incidents. But other than that, आप ये कर सकते हो कि you do not reply to their comment. You just look at them with a straight face and walk away. Or you can confront them and tell them you are not okay. Repeatedly, especially जब ऐसे incidents हो, you should definitely confront the person and tell them, I'm not okay with the way you speak about me in my presence or whatever, or the comment that you pass. And I don't think it's decent to do that. That's it. And walk away. Don't wait for their reply. कि वो क्या कहते हैं, या वो उसको justify करते हैं कि मैं तो मजाक कर रहा था, मजाक कर रही थी. Don't wait for that. Just tell them it's not decent to do that and move away.
I think all the questions have been completed. So now we will end the session. And before that, thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and question answer session. Now I would like to request Dr. Zubair sir to please give a vote of thanks, and then we will end the session. And before that, I have shared a feedback form in the chat box. So I would request all the participants to please share their feedback so that we can work accordingly to them. Zubair sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. I would like to call Dr. Hiba Memon, Assistant Professor, Royal College of Physiotherapy, for the vote of thanks.
You can ask her to raise the Hiba ma'am. Can you please raise your hand so that I can allow it for the same?
So Zubair sir and I have logged in from the same ID, sir.
Okay. You can continue.
Okay. So good afternoon to one and all. So first of all, I would like to say to Miss Uzma ma'am that thank you so much for delivering such a wonderful webinar. And also thanks, I extend my gratitude to Mr. Faisal sir for arranging this webinar for us. And I know that Zubair sir, I was in continuous touch with you regarding it. And we are really grateful on behalf of the staff and students of Royal College of Physiotherapy for conduction of this webinar, where we got to learn so much today afternoon, that we really need to build our good communication skill. We need to deal with stress. The stress is like something which is a part of our life now. And the second thing is that we need to really develop a lot of confidence. And I'm also glad that my students were asking so many questions. So just asking questions and getting the answers is not enough. The real thing will be seen when you start implementing what Uzma ma'am has told you. Okay, so thanks once again to all of you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful words. And so we are now going to end the session, and hopefully, inshallah, we will continue those sessions in future with the Royal College also. So thank you once again to all the participants, Dr. Zubair sir, and especially to our trainer Uzma ma'am. So thank you.
Thank you, AMP, and thank you, Royal College. Thank you, all the students who were a part of this webinar. You were a wonderful audience. I really enjoyed interacting with you. Thank you. Have a good day.